Hello, everybody out there at Origins. I am joined with Kurt from Smirk and Dagger. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Well, I will say, you guys I've been a fan of your company for a long time because I like games with a lot of social interaction and that sort of stuff. And so, even stuff like Dead Last, where I'm like, I don't think enough people know about this game.
Yeah.
I have so much fun with that game at parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I have 12 people and I want to play a game, that's one of my go-to ones.
Thank you.
How did you sort of decide? You kind of went for a specific type of game when you first started. How did you decide on that?
Well, so I was a marketer before I started doing board games, and when I started thinking about it, I was like, well, I need to stand out in the marketplace. I need to stand for something.
Yeah.
How many mission statements on websites have you seen with we make great board games for everybody?
Yeah.
That's not a marketing statement. So I was like,
so
right.
you make games for nobody then, huh?
Yes. No, so I wanted to plant a flag and stand for something.
Yeah.
And what I loved was backstabbing games because they're so emotionally energized.
For sure.
Like there's lots of heavy interaction and people shaking their fist and laughing and all that. And I was like, that's just the best. Tom Jolly's Whiz War was the game that changed my life. Because you were sealing people behind a wall, blasting them with fireballs. It was ridiculous fun.
Nice.
And so I said, okay, if that's what I love, let's do it.
Yeah.
So for 14 years, nothing but backstabbing games.
And then you, not that long ago, started the Smirk and Laughter line to expand. So how did you arrive at that decision?
Well, I had done such a good job planting the flag that when I decided to go full time, I needed to appeal to a broader audience of people, not just take that fans.
Yeah.
And so I tried to stretch to do a push your luck game where it was you're kind of screwing yourself potentially.
Yeah.
And I went to a trade show and every retailer said, where's the Dagger in this Smirk and Dagger game?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to have to do something. If I actually want to expand, I'll have to let people know that there's something different coming from our company.
Yeah.
So Smirk and Laughter allowed me to do other kinds of emotionally charged games, but with new flavors.
Yeah, nice.
But as you've observed, all of my games still have some kind of an emotional core.
Yeah, for
sure. So they'll still be mentally challenging, but I want you to feel something at the table. I want the pieces to disappear.
Yeah.
And for you to be involved in the theme of the game. What are we actually doing?
And I think that's actually a very interesting thing because when you walk away from a game, there are a lot of times where you're like, I don't even remember what happened, but I remember how I felt. Right?
Yeah.
That stays with you a lot longer than the mechanisms or anything like that.
And the stories that come out of the narrative play.
Yeah.
When you did that thing to my character, oh my God. People will have grudges for years about that game.
No,
that
I'm not allying with him. I remember what he did 3
exactly.
years ago. Yeah.
So those stories, to me, that's what remains of gaming when the game gets put away.
Yeah, I think
I want to be part of those stories.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would also say that you have, your company, Smirk and Dagger, has a fairly inspiring story in the sense that you started off as a very small person, just you, still working a full-time job.
True.
And now you're at all the big conventions with big booths, with lots of great games and stuff like that. I think Origins is a great convention for some smaller publishers, right? There are a lot of first-time publishers here that have their first game. So how did you sort of grow? What words of advice do you have for...
slowly over time is the answer.
Yeah.
But as you said, I had a full-time job, so I did one game a year.
Yeah.
It had to be a good one, and I just slowly developed a fan base and a community. And I think that's true of all game companies. Now they've got Kickstarter communities as well that they're building.
Yeah.
They're going to start building out communities. And here's my advice for someone who is starting.
Yeah.
When you're at a convention booth, you are not selling games. Don't even try to sell a game.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you're showcasing an experience.
Yeah.
You want them to say, I want to replicate this with the people that I know and love. I had so much fun with this moment with you.
Yeah.
I want to go and transplant this to my life now. How do I get it? Can I buy this here?
Yeah.
That is what you're doing.
All right.
If you can showcase the fun of your game, what makes it cool and interesting, then you're selling without ever having to sell your game.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like relationship building too, right? You're building a relationship with your audience as well. Yeah.
And these folks that you see here at my booth, sometimes at Gen Con I'll have like 16 different people.
And I will say of a lot of the publishers, you have the same people in your booth all the time. So you've clearly like built great relationships.
Right.
With people, which is impressive. There are a lot of publishers where it's different people in their booth every single year, and I've made friends with the people in your booth, and I look forward to seeing them because every time I come back to a convention, it's going to be a friendly face.
It's true, and some of these people have been with me for 18 years.
Wow.
And
that's
quite
wild.
honestly, it's because we built a family. When people come to my booth and they just want to play a game, we welcome them as like part of the family.
Yeah.
We're here to like hang out and have fun.
Awesome.
And so some of those people get so connected to that experience that they're like, well, I absolutely want to be part of that. How can I jump in?
Nice.
Melody definitely did that.
Hello.
Melody also, by the way, the designer of Behext.
Oh, awesome.
So,
congrats.
Yeah.
I had a chance to play at Summit Gamma. I enjoyed it.
I'll see you in a couple weeks at RageCon.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, do you have anything you're very excited about right now? You have a lot of games coming out. What about your own personal favorite or your personal baby?
That's impossible for me to do. I adopt all these as my children. But I am very excited. We still have Behext available for late pledges right now.
Okay.
So, and that is finally going to be arriving in October. This actually started as my very first game I ever made.
Oh, wow.
Back in 2003.
Okay.
And it has been in constant print since that time into 2014. And I was just about to say, all right, time to probably hang this game up on the shelf. When my team members said, hey, we had an idea. What if we took this game and modernized it and made it a strategic deck builder?
Ah.
So we pulled out all the elements that made it more of a party style game.
Yeah.
But now it's this arcane combat spell slinging game and a very unconventional deck builder. So I'm super charged about this one. We got the Spill coming out in July into retail, and that is doing great. Boop is blowing up. And I know you've been part of that. The people, first of all, just love the idea of booping cats on and off of a bed. But it's got such a great strategic, abstract game behind it that it's, people are just like, it's kind of like Shobu 2.
Yeah.
It's really, really thinky.
That's awesome.
And we'll definitely be talking soon because coming down the pike, we've got a game called Tesseract.
Okay.
And this game blows it away on the table. It's impressive to look at.
All right.
And it's another co-op, crazy enough for me, which relies so much on the importance of teamwork. You may have to give up a part of your turn to enhance someone else's turn to get all your abilities really clicking.
Nice.
And I love anytime you can really bring people together and really start planning the whole turn as a unit.
Yeah.
If you played it siloed, you're not going to win.
And
so it's great. Anyway,
cool.
I'm so excited about so many things.
We'll keep up the great work. Congrats on your game here too as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Come check out Smirk and Dagger and Smirk and Laughter.